Hi guys, I'm back with another video, finally. I've been sick for about a week or something so far, so yeah, there hasn't been any videos or really anything apart from my Instagram updates, which aren't as exciting as YouTube videos. So here we are, back again with one. Awesome. This video, as you can probably tell by the title, is going to be all about the do nots of home piercing, which for me is a very important topic because obviously I have piercing. So this is just my personal opinion of what shouldn't be done. I am not a professional piercer. I've had some training in it, but it wasn't completed because there was issues there, but that's another story for another day. Let's get into this video. Is do not copy an amateur piercer off YouTube. This should be obvious, but not so much. About a month ago, I was looking up home piercing for septum, because obviously I'm gonna get my septum done, and I just wanted to see if there's any professional piercers who had actually put a video up. Well, I saw a lot of amateur piercers, a lot of them, and you will hear in these videos about people talking about a sweet spot, and what that means in your septum obviously is that there is a bit of cartilage right here on your nose, and then behind that, if you pull down, there's a little bit where there's nothing. It's just skin, and that's the bit that you want. You want that little hollow space to put the needle through. Otherwise you're putting it through cartilage and it doesn't heal properly, it rejects, it hurts, it's horrible, it bleeds. It's just a bad idea. Just don't copy an amateur piercer. Do research. And if you don't have the time to search up videos, then just contact a piercer and just ask them all about it. There's bound to be one piercer that's going to tell you about, you know, the sweet spot, or you can go in and talk to them and ask them all about septum piercings, and they'll be happy to answer your questions, because that's what they do. That's what they're there for. They're piercers. They pierce. So get reliable information, do your research, and make sure that everything you find is proper and isn't from someone who just thinks that they know what they're talking about. Is do not assume gauge sizes. Make sure you know the order that the gauges work in, so they work from a higher number to a lower number. Yeah, so just be wary of the sizes that you want, and do your research into finding sort of the best sizes for the areas that you're thinking of piercing, because that needs to you know, be researched. Number 13 is do not assume you know which metal to use. Most piercings will be surgical grade stainless steel, and then change afterwards to gold or to silver, or like anodized different, so like titanium and stuff like that. For piercings such as dahlias and cheeks, which obviously I've had both done, Bioplast is best for that. Especially considering the fact that when you get your dahlias done, you can't smile for, or eat, or talk, or really do anything for, you know, about a month. And then they heal, and then it's fine, but there's a lot of pain and annoyances in the meantime. But however, they are gorgeous and I love them, and I wish I had mine, but they were a nuisance. Same as my cheek piercings, but the thing is that I didn't have mine in Bioplast, and I found out later that it was obviously a better idea to have in Bioplast, because it's in your mouth, and that way it moves when you smile and when you talk, and you know, you can do anything and it will move with it. Still doesn't. It obviously stays in one place. So yeah, that was my fault there. Do not pierce or even touch a dirty site. If you haven't cleaned the area, makeup free, everything that something is going to touch, don't touch it beforehand. If you're sterilized, just don't go in and put your fingers on it, because there's bacteria and gross stuff, and then if that bacteria is on your finger and then it goes from the needle through your lip or something like that, and then that bacteria is carried through your lip, and into the jewelry and mixing with your blood work and potentially giving you an infection or some sort of disease or something gross. That's just not a pleasant thing to think about. They'll touch their hair and they'll touch their clothing before they go and pierce themselves, or they, you know, fix up their makeup or something like that, or touch their ear. So do not assume you know the correct jewelry to use. Most piercings that enter the mouth are flatbacks, so they have the ball and then the bar, and then it's just a flat back. That's generally what you get pierced with. But for places like the cheeks and the Medusa, and sometimes even Monroe, and sort of down here like the lower labret, what they will do is, or what you should do, is use a straight barbell. So that's when it has the two balls on the end with the barbell in the middle, of course, with the bar in the middle. So you use those because they just fit better. I know with my Medusa, I can't wear a flat back because obviously it gets pierced on an angle. The cheeks the same way, especially moving while healing, they will sort of migrate a little bit. So it's better just to have flat backs, and also to protect your teeth, because I actually chipped my teeth from one of my snake bites because I had the straight barbell in it. So, and it hurt. So be wary of that. But other piercers will recommend that obviously you put in horseshoes or captive bead rings, especially like if you're going to get your septum done, like you want a horseshoe or a captive bead ring in that. Generally they will be pierced with a horseshoe because it's a lot easier to get out to change jewelry than a captive bead ring. So yeah, also ensure that the jewelry is long enough to allow for swelling. I swell a lot, so when I put jewelry in, it has to be huge. It has to be like, no joke, like this big. The bars in my cheeks were giant. They would stick out so far, and they still never healed because I like to smile a lot, so you know, it happens. But the same thing happened with my dahlias. They were too small. Same thing happened with my bridge. They was just too small. This was the one that I pierced it with. As you can tell, there's a little bit of room there, but not enough. So you've got to make sure that you have just heaps of room for swelling. You just go overboard, go crazy with it, because otherwise you might get stuck with a piercing that's trying to grow over, or yeah, it's horrible. And also, I do not recommend piercing at home. If you know a good piercer, then definitely go to them. You know, I have my own opinions and I just don't trust anyone else. I might be going to get my septum done by a professional. Not sure, depends on if I work up the courage to go to another piercer. So we'll see how that goes. (17) Never assume you know about the correct aftercare procedures. There is so much difference between the aftercare procedures. I've read like the bridge takes up to 6 months to heal, but I suppose any piercing could really take up that long to heal if, you know, if it was bumped or something like that. But it took like about 2 weeks, and that's after obviously it swelled and went all horrible, but it was a really easy piercing to heal. The only problem is that, you know, sometimes I knock it now and it like moves the skin and hurts a little bit, but apart from that, it is perfectly fine, and I didn't have a problem with it. But everyone's body is different. That's another thing that needs to be remembered. Everyone is different. Everyone will heal differently. There's no just one thing. You know, I can't just say, okay, look, your piercings are going to take 3 weeks to heal and it'll be fine. Just don't play with them. Don't put dirty stuff on them, like, you know, don't touch them with dirty hands. But they wouldn't be truthful, because it depends on you and how you heal with things. But if you really want to know about the correct aftercare procedures, just contact a piercer from, you know, even just over Facebook. You can contact them on their Facebook page, or you can go in and see them and talk to them. They'll be more than happy to tell you how to take care of your piercing. They're not going to turn you away or anything. You don't even have to mention that you got it done at home. You just have to ask, how to take care of it. You know, it's not like a good piercer is not going to judge you for piercing yourself, because who cares? It's none of their business. And the other thing is that don't ask your friend. Just because your friend got the same thing pierced doesn't mean they know all about it, because people are different. And your friend, unless they're a professional piercer or they know, you know, a lot about piercing, then don't consult them. Just go to a professional. Professionals are there for a reason. They've been piercing for however many years and they know what they're doing. So just go to them and you'll be fine. That concludes the end of this video, and I thought there was going to be more, and I thought it was going to take up more time, but I'm actually glad it didn't, because I'm trying to shorten down my video. I was going to show the needles and the clamps and what you should use and how to do it and all that sort of stuff, but I'm not going to do that, just because other people have done that and other people copy that, and I don't want to have my video up here for people to go and make mistakes, or, you know, to go and hurt themselves or something like that. It's just not worth it. So instead, I decided to just do a little informational video, and I hope it helps someone out there, because that would be awesome, because I didn't have anything like this when I obviously started piercing. So I just actually got trained, so that was good. But yeah, so if you have any comments or questions or queries or arguments, or if you think that you could add something to this, just comment, because I would love to know, because I find it fascinating. I love piercings and all that sort of stuff. So comment, and if you like this video and you want to see more, then subscribe. And if you thought it was just that brilliant, then give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And if you want to add something else, comment. Would love to hear it. Bye. I will see you for my next video.